Make sure you understand the operation of the M1 Garand, the safety, charging handle, bolt, op rod spring, bolt disconnect, and follower. Also, clip release. There's a lot of information on the internet to update you on that. Okay, this is my loader carrier. And what we're going to do is we're going to load 2 rounds to 7 round clips at one time. Remember, dummy rounds, full metal jackets. We're going to do a 5 round to start out. And there's 5 rounds. The trick is to keep pressure on the rounds so they don't squirt out the bottom. And the way you're going to do that is you're going to hold your index finger in the clip with pressure against the shells, and you're going to use your 2 side fingers. So at a 5-pack, that's easily done. With a 2-pack, it's a little bit harder. You got to put a little more pressure on it. With the 7-pack, you got to put a little less finger in there. We'll go over that. So, first thing we're going to do understand the rifle operation completely before you attempt this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push the clip all the way down until the clip locks in place. And then I'm going to slowly move my finger out and let the follower push the shells up into position. But the trick is, once you push it all the way down, it's going to release the bolt. Going to release the bolt. The op rod's going to try to push everything forward, whatever's in the way. So, the best way to do it, turn the rifle sideways, grab the charging handle with your thumb, put your fingers on the back part of the receiver, and you can do this with the rifle pointing down range. You can do it with the rifle pointing up. The most safe way is with the rifle pointing down range. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold pressure on the op rod with my fingers back here. Push this all the way down until the clip locks into place. Once the clip locks into place, I'm going to slowly pull my finger out and let the follower push the shells in position. This has to be done at one time, so I'm going to put pressure right here on my thumb and finger and push everything down. And once I push it all the way down, it's going to release the bolt. Right there, it's locked into position. The bolt is released. I'm going to slowly move my finger out of the way until the follower pushes the shells up. Right here, you can see the bolt is ready to grab that top shell and shove it into battery. And the only thing holding it is my thumb and my fingers on the back of the receiver. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let the bolt go forward, push that shell into battery. Just like that. And then, of course, to disconnect it, to release it, you got a couple of options here. You can use your fingers and thumb, and you can take, if you want to pull these back out, you can release the clip with the clip release on this side and try to slide your finger inside the thumb and get that pressure back on all them shells so you can push it down. It's a little bit tricky. This is a tricky part. Right there. The follower wants to push it up. I'm just going to bring the clip up a little bit and grab them right there. At this point, my bolt is locked back. I can take and put the shells in my holder. we have an unloaded rifle. All right, now if we want to do a 4-pack, same idea. Keep pressure on your index finger and on the sides of the clip so nothing squirts out. Grab a hold of that op rod. Make sure, because it's going to come loose, and my fingers are going to hold it back on the receiver back here. I'm going to shove it all the way down till it releases. Then I'm going to slowly pull my finger out while the shells slowly come up. They're locked in position. I'm going to slowly slide my finger out. The shells come up. The bolt is released. All I have to do is let go of the bolt. It's going to shove it in the battery. Sometimes they'll stick like that. And all you got to do is just tap on them, and they'll go in. Sometimes there's a friction area that causes the shells to kind of hold up. Right there, that little nub that sticks out causes frictions on the side of the shell right there, and it will cause the shell not to go in. Sometimes it could be bent shells, bad shells, different shells, a bunch of different reasons. And these things, depends on how wore out they are too, maybe, on how easy everything goes in. At this point, I have my hand position wrong, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and put some pressure right here on these fingers on the op rod so it doesn't slam forward. That's kind of dangerous, but that's okay. And what I'm going to do, hold pressure on that. And there's no good way to do it this way. So what I'm going to do is just hold pressure on that, release the clip with the clip release, make sure I hold that back, and then I'm going to slide my finger in there and grab out the extra 3 shells. Right there. There I got 3 shells. And we can load a 3-pack if we want. At this point, the op rod will stay back, the bolt will stay back, won't go forward. Make sure everything's nice and ready to go. All right. So, we can load a 2-pack. 2-packs are kind of difficult, but possible. And you got to make sure you get that finger pressure in there. Keep them shells in position. Keep that one from squirting out. If you don't get enough pressure in there, this one tends to squirt out. So, what I'm going to do, there it squirted out. Got to keep a pressure on them shells, otherwise they will squirt out. Alright, so I'm going to hold the op rod charging handle back with my thumb, put my other fingers around the receiver, slam that in until the clip catches. Right there it catches. I'm going to slowly move my finger out until the shells come up. Alright, everything looks pretty good. That shell could have been a little bit straighter. At this point, the op rod is loose, the bolt is loose, ready to shove that into battery. There we go. Alright, now, what I can do, bring that back. At this point, it's kind of hard to get one shell out by itself, but possible. Bolts lock back. Okay. Now what we can do, let's do a 7. 6, and a 7. Okay, and 7. 7's a little bit difficult to do because you can't get much finger in there, but you do have a lot of side pressure you can put on there. Alright, so what I'm going to do is grab my charging handle, shove it all the way down till the bolt locks, till the clip locks in position. Right there, locked in position. I'm going to slowly move my fingers out of the way. Alright, clip's locked in, the bolt's loose, ready to shove it into battery. There we go. Alright, and if you want to take it out, release the clip, let it come up a little, slowly get your finger in there, and you still got everything halfway in a position. And the bolt is locked back. This will take practice, and try to practice without catching your thumb or anything else in there. So now we have a 6-pack. What I'm going to do is get my finger in there. I'm going to shove it all the way down until the clip locks in. I'm going to use pressure on my finger and on my side fingers and thumb. I'm going to shove that all the way down till it locks. I heard it lock. I'm going to move my finger out of the way, let the shells come up. At this point, the bolt is loose and ready to shove that into battery. I can take all these out at this time, or I can let that go into battery, bring it back, take that shell out, disconnect the clip, get my finger in there, just like that. There's a 5-pack. That's it. Probably won't use that procedure too awful much out in the field. You're just going to load a whole clip without farting around. But if that's all you got is a 5-pack, you can load that. Shove them in position, shove it all the way down till the clip locks in. Make sure you got your bolt op rod back, charging handle back so it can't slam in the battery. Shove it all the way down till it locks. Slowly move your finger out. Let them push them up. Let the follower push the shells up. There you go.